Tonight's guest is John Fischbach. John is an engineer, long-standing. He's done many records, worked with many artists. I think Stevie Wonder is an artist that's often mentioned with John's name. He engineered one of his records, I think won a Grammy for it, and also worked with Carole King and a host of others. Please welcome John Fischbach. So John, also, I mean, you own Piety Street, right?
I own it with Mark.
You and Mark Bingham.
Yeah.
So how long has that been going on?
Almost 5 years now.
So you're trying to make is it working out after Katrina? You're still up and running and everything?
Yeah, we're lucky. We're close to the river, and the water came about a block and a half from us, but we had no water. And I looked the other day, I think October 15th, I was attempting to do a session in there. You know, there were some people that had stuff kind of in the works, and other people who really wanted to do something, and they wanted to do it there. So when we had electricity, which was part of the time, we worked. And we've been busy ever since.
You did that Elvis Costello, Alan
Yes,
Toussaint record?
we did that there.
How'd that work out?
It worked out great. No brownouts, so that was real good. No, we were real lucky. People who came understood that the power would go off occasionally, and you learn to live with it, and you try and back up your stuff as much as possible, as often as possible, and wait it out. Sometimes you have to wait till the next day.
Do you find that you're getting business from outside the city, that people are coming to the city to work in the studio?
We always got that business. We always had business from all over the place. We have a really big room, and it's especially good for rock and roll drums. So we have a lot of people that come from LA. Basically, they'll just do drum tracks.
Really?
And then leave and go do the rest there. We do a lot of stuff with Dave Fortman, who's a young producer engineer who does a lot of hit records. And he does a lot of his stuff at Piety Street. And people come from all over to do it. It's a really, really, really great room.
It's pretty much the major studio in town these days, right?
Yeah, everyone else got wiped out. So
Ultrasonic.
Yeah, we're kind of the ones left standing. I mean, there are a lot of studios in New Orleans. There aren't, I'll reference it as a world-class studio, and all that doesn't mean that it's a great studio. What it means is that if you're someone like me, an engineer, who's used to working a particular way, you could come to Piety Street and you'll recognize the equipment that we have. So we have a big solid-state logic board. We have analog tape machines. We have, Pro Tools like everybody else. But we have recognizable stuff. We have a lot of really, really great microphones. I think we have over 150 mics. So an engineer can come from England and come to Piety Street and walk in and get to work. It's not a problem, whereas a lot of the other studios are kind of patched together pieces, and someone like me walking in, I would have to rely on whoever actually owns the studio or runs it to help, because you'll be lost otherwise.
Mm-hmm. What kind of staff do you have over there?
Small. We have basically two guys. There's Mark and I. We have Sean, who's a minor partner, but who runs the place. She does all the business of the studio. We have two guys that are, they actually started out as kind of interns, and then they became assistant engineers, and now both of them are more than proficient at being an engineer. So they're both Pro Tools wizards. They make things that can't happen. Things that are, physically impossible, they still make it happen. So that's basically it. And then we have other guys that come in and work there occasionally as engineers. So we have a very, very small staff. Most of the people who come from away, from out of the city, they come and they bring their own engineers anyway.